All right, I'm going to start the recording. Can you guys see me okay? All right, so I just see Sue's face. For those of you who don't know me, I am Lisa Lloyd. I am a advanced director down in Massachusetts, or up in Massachusetts, based on wherever you are. And you guys are on week 5, so you are more than halfway done. So give yourselves a pat on the back, a round of applause. Excellent, Cindy. And today we're going to talk about inspiring interest at your shows. So, but does anybody want to unmute and just share one thing you changed last week about your host coaching? Does anybody want to share one thing? Did anybody do their homework? All right, we won't tell. All right, so we're going to jump right in. Okay, so when you think about your products and when you go to a show and you do a demo and you think about that, we demo the products. When we demo our products, we share why we love it and what it adds value to our life. So for example, I couldn't live without the rock crock or my bar pan. So I'm always sharing about how it adds value to my kitchen. And we talk it up. So imagine if I didn't talk about the rock crock, or I didn't talk about the bar pan, or I didn't talk about the double burner grill pan. Do you think I would sell them? You can shake your heads. No, probably not. Maybe a stone, because other people have stones, but big ticket items, probably not. And then think of the same thing in regards to bookings. So for example, when we share the booking opportunity, we're excited. It is an awesome deal. These guys are going to get a huge deal. They get free product, discounted product, a 60% off item. People would be silly not to schedule a party. So of course we're going to talk that up, and ultimately we will have people that will schedule a party. But if we didn't talk about it and we didn't get excited about it, then no one would probably schedule a party. So the same is true about the business. So the business is just another product that we offer that inspires, that we need to get people excited about and inspire. Who, I don't know who just popped on, but just mute. So just like the rock crock or the double burner or bookings, we want to inspire people at our shows to want to learn more about the business and doing what we do. So in order to do that, there are some things you can do at the show. So today we're just going to talk about at the show. Next week, you're going to talk about the full service checkout or the ticket activity, and then the full service checkout is going to be another separate thing. So those are 3 parts of the show. Today we're just going to talk about before those 2 activities. All right. So as soon as you walk in the door, you're on stage. So first thing I recommend is dress like, and I'm sure you all do, dress, you don't have to be in a suit, but dress clean and professionally, business casual, so a way you would want to represent yourself. And then the other thing I do, and some days this is hard, especially if you had the kids screaming at home or you had a really tough day at your full-time job, is when you walk in the door, whatever troubles you have, you need to leave those in the car, because that will show on your face. And you're there to be excited and entertain and have fun with these people. They came out for a fun night out, and you just put your problems aside. So those are 2 really important things, because even though we try to hide it, sometimes that comes through. So you just kind of want to put your troubles away. And then the other thing is, and how many of you only take 1 bag or at most 2 bags to your party? Raise your hand. Okay, so how many of you take like 3 bags? Okay. When I was new, I took everything because I loved everything and I wanted to share it all. So if someone was in at the party and they were thinking, I like Pampered Chef, I might want to do this. If you came in the house with 4 bags, what do you think that they would think in their head? Right. Ashley's showing me with her face, like, are you crazy?
Too much work.
Too much work. Exactly. Yes. So just what you need for the recipe. It is hard for us seasoned people. Trust me. 12 years, and some days it's hard. Someone asked me today, what do you bring? I said, I just bring what I need for the recipe. And then maybe a few seasonal things like summertime. If you have the pitcher, I bring the quick stir pitcher. Maybe I'll bring a grill tool, a few summertime things, but the rest is just what I need for the recipe. People will book to see something else, and there's plenty of people in the room that are going to share products that you don't have. So keep it simple. That's the key when you're looking for leads. You need to show people that it's not that hard. Keep it simple. How many recipes are you guys doing? 2? Anybody doing 1 or 1? 2? So Cindy and Kathy, when you do 2, is your second one really easy, or do you do station shows?
I usually I have been doing the farmer's market, which is kind of like a main dish, and then I do the brownie, peanut butter brownie microwave thing.
A quick
which is very
dessert.
easy.
Okay,
yeah.
So fantastic. So I recommend 1 recipe. If you do 2, thank you for sharing. If you do 2, make sure the second one's easy, mostly put together. Sometimes I do show 2 because I want to feature the rock crock, and maybe I haven't shown the rock crock. So I'll do like a quick thing. I'll kind of prep it before, and then it just goes in the microwave for 5 minutes, comes out. So again, keeping it simple. If you do station style shows, sometimes you can break a recipe into multiple stations. Sometimes maybe you need to, but again, you want to make it simple because you don't want to be demonstrating for a long time. So awesome. And then obviously you want to make it, oh, good idea, Sue. You bring the brownies with you. Love that. So you're showing the stone or whatever it's in, and it's 1 extra thing. Love that idea. Excellent. The other thing is you want to make your show fun. Okay. So let's talk about when the guests arrive. So the first thing you need to do when you get to the party. So why do you think we tell you to get to the party early? Cindy.
To obviously to be prepared to have your stuff, have time to set up.
Yeah.
But then to talk to your host and to get her find out what she wants, what she's kind of working towards.
Exactly.
Find out who's coming.
And find out who's coming. If you hadn't get a chance to do that during your host coaching, find out who's coming. Is anybody come that's out of work? Maybe someone's husband just lost their job, or they just lost their job, or maybe they just bought a house, or they're a teacher or something where they have the summer off. So you find a little bit about your guests. So all good reasons to come early. The other reason why you want to come early and be set up is when the guests arrive, you want to be ready so that you can focus on your guests. The products will sell at the show. People will book because they like you and connect with you. So our job is about connecting with others. And the best way to do that is when people walk in the door, you want to be able to to engage with them. Introduce yourself. Hey Cindy, how do you know our hostess Sue? Did you have a great day at work? do you have children? Just asking, nothing related to Pampered Chef, but just asking questions. So what I like to do is ask questions to help to get to know the guests a little bit, so I can kind of remember them in my head. And then later on, either when at checkout, I might say, oh yeah, Cindy told me she's a teacher. Maybe she's looking for some extra income during the summer. Or, oh, she said her daughter just got married. She might be looking for, for a way to earn extra money. So kind of listening to people and kind of getting to know them. So that's a great way to build rapport with your guests. I do use name tags. It makes it easier for the guests because they may not all know each other, and then makes it easier for you later on. So that way you can call people by their name. They really appreciate, I know I do when someone says my name, I really appreciate that. And it just makes you feel a little bit special. And then the last thing I do before I start is I talk up the host. Oh my gosh, Sue, thank you so much for having me here tonight. Didn't she do such a great job inviting people, and have her share how easy it was to get people together, and if she, what she might be hoping to get, and that sort of thing. So in the beginning, you're building rapport. And people are watching you the whole time you're there. They watch every move. Okay. So after you've kind of done the introduction, at the start of the party, during the whole party, you're going to be planting seeds. You probably have heard this before, or if you haven't, no worries. And what I mean by that is little tidbits of information that might make people think or imply about the business. And so the first time, the first thing you do is you're going to have an opening. And your opening is going to tell a little bit about you and how you got in with the Pampered Chef. So for example, I might say, hi, thanks for coming tonight. I know, this is a busy night for everybody, but I really appreciate you guys coming out to the show. So I'm Lisa, and I've actually been with the Pampered Chef for 12 and a half years. And to be honest, I just started this business to make a little extra mad money and to get out of the house and have something for myself because my son was 6 months old. If you had asked me 12 years ago if I would still be doing this, I probably would have said no. But the reason why I stayed with the Pampered Chef is that it really allowed me to make a flexible income for my family. We had a life change a few years into my business, and I was able to turn my part-time income into a full-time job. The reason why I stay is because all of the people that I've met, people on my team, hostesses and guests like you, and that is what I find that brings me the most joy about the Pampered Chef and is the most rewarding. So, none of you probably came here looking for a way to earn extra money, but if you or someone you know falls into that category, just watch what I do tonight. Picture yourself or your friend in my shoes, and then at the end of the night, I'm going to give you guys a chance to ask me questions about my business. And then you're just sharing a little bit about why you got started, what you loved when you started, maybe how that's changed, and then have them, I always say picture yourself in my shoes, have them kind of envision themselves. So one of the things that we hear a lot is no. So, people will say no probably 3 or 4 times before they say yes. And it's not necessarily because they just don't want to. It's because in that moment, they can't even imagine booking a party, selling Pampered Chef. So something that usually it takes me like 3 times before my husband will say, let's do this project. I'm like, no, And then he'll kind of explain it a little more. Well, I'm like, no. And then like the third time, I'll be like, oh, that's a really good idea. Because I'm just like, can't wrap my brain around it. So the more often you plant something, then people might hear it a little bit differently. So by mentioning the business several times during the party allows people to kind of soften up a little bit. So the other thing that I often do, and I meant to do this in my intro and I didn't, but it's a good thing to share, is also introduce yourself as, so, hi, I'm Lisa. I'm a consultant and the recruiter with the Pampered Chef. So I am always looking for fun, sharp people who want to earn a full-time income with part-time hours. And I'll type that up and put it in the Facebook. A consultant and a recruiter, because that gives you a little bit more of, it's like just, oh, she's important. Oh, I'm going to listen to what she says. And everyone is a consultant and a recruiter. It's just how you say it. And it gives you more confidence. When I started saying that, it gave me more confidence. And we all oftentimes, a lot of us can sometimes use a little confidence. Well, I know I can. So, okay. Stop book business. I just want to make sure. Oh, all right. So, other ways you can make your party fun and make your job seem easy is delegate. So one thing I do at my parties is I delegate. I give somebody the recipe and I assign them to read the recipe. One, so I don't have to think about the recipe. And again, it's making my job look easy. If someone's brand new and they are afraid to talk, they're like, oh my God, I don't have to worry, or don't like to cook. They're like, oh, she's just going to tell me what to do. I'm just going to mix this and measure that. And then I also delegate the guest special, the host special, and the recruiting bonus. And I give people tickets or points for that. And then I have them share that information a couple times during the party. And one, that makes it fun because they're doing a game. And two, again, you don't have to memorize what the special is. You don't have to memorize what the host special is. Another thing you can do is if you give your catalogs out ahead of time, then if someone finds an item in the catalog, they can yell out the page number. Oh, the manual food processor on page 50. Oh, I'm going to give you guys 5 points. 5 points for you. Then again, you don't have to find it. You don't have to memorize where the item is in the catalog. There's 3 different kinds of shows. You can do lecture style, you can do full-on stations show, or you can do a middle show where you do some station, some talking. I do sort of the middle because I've been in business for 12 years and it's hard for me to go station too out of control for me. But if you do station shows, that's another way to make your party look easy because you're just walking around just checking on people. So I just have people stand around in a circle. Everyone has a tool. They use their tool. And then, we talk about it as we go. We teach something in our area called the 3-question show. And again, this is to make your show look easy. And the 3-question show goes like this. Recipe reader, what's next? So if you're stuck and you don't know what to say, recipe reader, what's next? Hold up a product. Who has this? What do you love about it? Manual food processor. People in the room, they're going to yell out, oh, I love this. Who can find this in the catalog? Now, why do you think that's effective to someone in the room that might be looking at you thinking about, could I do something like this?
You don't have to know all the prices or where everything is.
Exactly. Because that's not our job. Our job is to help people find a tool that works in their kitchen, have a party so they can get stuff for free, make money so they can, pay for their car payment or save for a vacation. That's our job. Our job is to add value. Our job is not to know where everything is in the catalog or every little snippet of information. You can look it up. You can become a product expert, but making our job look easy and fun is the key to getting people excited about, hey, I could do this. So whoever said that, because I couldn't see their name. Oh, it was Kathy, I think. Great job. Okay. Oh, so if you make a mistake at a party, it's okay. Kind of talk it up. Like I've caught someone's oven on fire and she's invited me back twice. I tell the story all the time. And then my very first month in business, I opened the freezer. We made an ice cream cake. It flew out of the freezer and landed on the floor. They ate it. It's part of the job. So if you make a mistake, it's normal and it makes you human. Let's go back to planting seeds because I have a few minutes and I wanted to talk to you a little about that. So one thing I'll challenge you guys to do, it's not your official homework, but it's an easy assignment, is pick like 3 products. Doesn't matter what they are. One of the products I use to planting a seed is the garlic press because I use it at almost every show. Even if I'm making, well, I guess not if I'm making a dessert, but when I got my kit, the garlic press was the thing I was most excited about. Now that sounds silly because it's like a $14 item and it's still like hasn't gone up much in price, but I was an engineer, so I wasn't convinced that it would work. So I was like, that's what got me the most excited was the garlic press. So I share that story at my parties. And again, when I got my kit. So, have your rock crock. Oh, this is something I got for free with my Pampered Chef dollars. This is something I got for free when I started my business. Right now, the ice cream maker you can get for free as a sign-on bonus. So if you're using that at your shows, ask me how you can get this for free. And someone will say, well, how can you get it for free? You say, well, you can get some friends together, or you can decide to give Pampered Chef a try. And as a thank you, Pampered Chef's going to give you a free ice cream maker as our July sign-on bonus. I find it sometimes hard in the moment because we haven't formed the habit to remember which products I want to feature when I'm dropping a booking seed or a recruiting seed. So one thing you can do is just, if you have any little stickers lying around, you can even get a white label sticker and cut it small and color it in. So for your products that you want to mark for the business, put like a little green sticker. So I'll have a green sticker on my garlic press. Oh, maybe put it on the manual food processor. This is goofy line, but you can chop your credit card bills. So people say, oh, what do you use this for? Oh, I used it to chop away my credit card bills. And then, you'll get a chuckle, put a green sticker on that. That way, when you see that green sticker, you'll be like, oh, I'm supposed to do I'm supposed to do a recruiting line here. What am I supposed to say? It'll help you remember. I don't like to forget Roundup, so I bring the cookie cutters with me to all my parties so I remember to talk about Roundup. Otherwise, I would forget. So the same thing with anything that you're trying to develop as a habit, if you put a visual trigger. And then I also recommend using an outline. If you don't already, it's okay to have a written outline. Whether you have it, so here's my outline. So whether you have it written like this, on note cards, it doesn't matter. When people see you have an outline and they say, oh, yeah, she's been doing this for 3 years and she still uses an outline, well, I can do that. Again, it's making your job look easy. So that's, I'm just checking my notes because I forget things. Planting seeds, share the sign-on bonus. Please delegate. Okay. Any questions before I tell you guys what your homework is? Okay. So, was this helpful? Okay. So, you're going to pick 3 things, and this will be posted, but I'll just tell you anyway. So, you're going to pick 3 things you want to change to make your show more fun and reproducible. The key is you want it to be reproducible so that anybody in that room who decides they want to give this a try, they can just say, oh, well, Ashley did XYZ. I could do XYZ. She didn't do anything fancy. She just used what she had. And then the second thing I want you to do is pick 3 things you might say to generate more interest in the business at your shows. So watch what I do. Some recruiting seeds. I'm a consultant and a recruiter with the Pampered Chef. Picture yourself in my shoes, changing your story a little bit to maybe include other, you have your story, but your story is different than my story. So bringing someone else's story into your story as well, just painting a different picture. So, something like, so something I might say is, I often talk about 3 opportunities. You have the opportunity to buy product, you have the opportunity to do what Sue did and get some stuff for free, and then you have the 3rd opportunity is the opportunity to learn more about what I do. And this business has really, so if you are looking, so I encourage you to picture yourself in my shoes. If you are looking for a fun, flexible job that allows you to work your own hours and make a full-time or income, then definitely picture yourself in my shoes, and you'll have and think of questions as we're working or as we're having fun at the party, and at the end you'll get a chance to ask me questions, and that's what you guys are going to talk about next week. And then share your changes with your director, and if you have a show this week, definitely put them into play. And it'll take a few times to kind of get used to them, so write them down so you know what changes you're going to make so you don't forget. Big yellow Post-it note, whatever it takes to remember. Just put it right front and center. And then there's a YouTube video that we're going to have you listen to. And for extra credit, go to another party of a seasoned recruiter. So go observe, one of your leaders, or maybe someone that's been in the business for a long time that's a great recruiter, and see what they do at their shows. And I bet you'll learn some additional tips that as you're listening through that. So that's your homework. Questions? You guys good? Quiet? Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, I'm going to stop the video. Pause recording.